The Range Rover Evoque Convertible blazes a new trail as the first open-top compact SUV on the market. It's a divisive concept and a pricey package, but it's proving successful in allowing Land Rover to tempt buyers from more conventional cabrios. If you're not convinced by the thinking behind this car, you might ask why anyone would want one, and in answering, we could talk of the unique looks, the stylish image, and the promise of the kind of impressive off-road ability that no other open-top car can match. It might be easier, though, to ask a simple question of our own. Why not?
So, what's it like? Well, very nice indeed, actually. The high-set driving position that you get with any proper SUV feels even better when the roof's removed and you're able to enjoy the psychological superiority of peering over hedges and looking down on less fortunate folk who draw up alongside. The downside of this design is the extra 280 kilos of weight it has to carry around, courtesy of the additional chassis strengthening that was necessary to maintain torsional rigidity, and of course the Webasto hood mechanism. That fabric hood can be lowered in just 18 seconds and then raised again in 21 seconds, all at speeds of up to 30 miles an hour. As a result of its extra bulk, this open Evoque doesn't change direction with the eagerness that you get from a fixed-top model, and in a further bid to reduce chassis flex over the bumps, it has to ride a lot more firmly. As you might expect, it's a bit slower than a conventional Model 2, though in the TD4 diesel version we're trying here, the variant that almost everyone will buy, that lethargy is masked to some extent by the willing pulling power of the 2-litre 180 PS Ingenium engine. This unit can't be as frugal here as it is in a conventional Evoque, but it still manages 49.6 miles per gallon on the combined cycle and carbon dioxide emissions of 149 grams per kilometre. These are a lot better than the figures you'll get from the alternative power plant offered to buyers of this variant, a 240 PS 2-litre SI4 petrol unit. Both engines come with a 9-speed automatic gearbox as standard, and they also benefit from Land Rover's superb terrain response and all-terrain progress control systems that work with the permanent four-wheel drive setup to ease you over difficult terrain. Translating a concept car into a production reality can be fraught with pitfalls and problems, which is why it took Land Rover 4 years to get this model into the showrooms, following its initial showing at the Paris Motor Show in 2012. You can imagine the head-scratching that must have gone on amongst the engineers. For a start, there would have been the usual issue that affects any cabrio design, that of maintaining torsional rigidity without a roof, a crucial consideration here, given the need to retain in this variant the Evoque's trademark sharp handling. On top of that, convertible models aren't usually designed to pitch themselves at extreme angles. Yet, to maintain a Land Rover's standard of off-road prowess, this one needed to be able to tilt to up to 35 degrees without upsetting the kind of electronic rollover protection system that any modern open-top car has to have these days. It's all been achieved, though, thanks primarily to a very strong base structure that uses higher strength steel in the door sills, added chassis bracings and larger diameter anti-roll bars. Whatever the position of the top, the car has quite a purposeful stance that's embellished by nearly all the things that set any ordinary Evoque apart as a piece of pavement sculpture. Overall, it's a shape that works anywhere, on paper, in the showroom, on the King's Road, wherever. Time to take a look inside. Well, you'll find that the at-the-wheel experience is very much as it would be in any other Evoque. Well, in any other very plush Evoque, anyway. Befitting their premium status in the lineup, convertible models come as standard with luxurious Oxford ebony leather upholstery, electrically adjustable heated seats, and top touches like illuminated tread plates and configurable mood lighting. The other key difference over an ordinary Evoque relates to the infotainment system. The 8-inch in-control centre dash touchscreen you'd normally get, replaced here by a wider, more sophisticated-looking, standard-fit 10.2-inch in-control Touch Pro setup. So, time to take a seat in the back. On the plus side, there's more head, shoulder and leg room than you get from a comparably priced executive cabrio, which would make it very comfortable back here, were it not for the fact that to accommodate that rear roof compartment, Land Rover has had to position these seat backs at quite a vertical angle. Pay for the optional ski hatch and you get this centre armrest. Speaking of which, let's take a look in the boot. Now, we'd hoped that in proper Range Rover style, this car would feature a fold-down boot lid you could sit on. Instead, there's the mild inconvenience of a lift-up one, although it can be operated by gesture control if you get a plush variant. Inside, instead of the 420-litre luggage capacity you get in an Evoque Coupe, it's limited to 251 litres. Still, at least the capacity doesn't alter with the position of the roof. In summary, this is one of those cars that you'll buy simply because you want it. Trendier folk who can't resist this Evoque will sign up for one because it's unique, it's different, and it'll bring a whole new dimension to the off-road adventures that they will almost certainly never take. It'll be a must-have fashionable accessory that'll perfect their lifestyle from Surbiton to the ski slopes. As for the rest of us, well, we might never have thought that Land Rover would ever produce a car like this. Secretly, though, we think that most of you will be rather pleased that they have.